We're going to switch gears now and talk about infertility awareness. Of course, a topic that we can always be talking about more here in our community. I am joined by Dr. Kim Barrows and Mary Kate Weber. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. We're talking about restorative reproductive medicine, and that is your cup of tea, Dr. Barrows.
Yes.
And Mary Kate, you have benefited from this kind of science. We're going to talk all about your success story and your growing family in just a moment. Dr. Barrows, this is your thing. Talk to me a little bit about, if someone's never heard of RRM, what is it? What are we talking about here?
Yeah. Restorative reproductive medicine is a new way, a very effective solution for couples facing infertility. So it's taking a deep dive and looking at all the underlying factors that could have to be contributing to the infertility, both the man, the woman, and both. So I liken it to peeling back the layers of an onion, and we just want to leave no stone unturned.
Yeah, and infertility is obviously, a really challenging issue that so many couples can face. It can be so devastating and challenging, and there's lots of different approaches, out there. IVF one that maybe some couples are familiar with. When you're talking about peeling back the layers and looking at kind of what the root cause might be of someone's infertility, the man or the woman, what could some of the causes be here that you're talking about?
Yeah, some of the causes, we generally find about 4 to 6, but PCOS, endometriosis, chronic endometritis is a big one. And then we have in male factor infertility that can be related to not just sperm count, but also the quality of the sperm. And so the quality of your ovulation matters, the quality of all the things related to sperm, and metabolic health, anatomic health, all that matters.
Yeah, really a wide span of different things that could be causing this issue that can be so challenging.
Right.
And as far as how you figure out what that cause may be and then work to kind of resurrect it to ultimately, enable someone to grow their family. What does that look like? I'm sure it's very complicated, but kind of in a nutshell, what does that look like?
Yeah, we start with the woman charting her cycle, because it's really important to use a fertility awareness-based method that's based in science with efficacy and a teacher actually training you. So then once you can confidently identify, yes, you are ovulating, or no, you're not. And if you are you ovulating well? Then we can move forward. We also work with the husband and do lab work on both parts of the couple, and we also do a targeted, timed hormonal profile as well as their ultrasounds around her ovulation. So it's really key for her to be able to figure out when that is.
Yeah, really a detailed look at anything that could be impacting this process, which is really incredible. Mary Kate, you worked with Dr. Barrows. I don't want to leave you out here. You worked with Dr. Barrows. You're now a mom of 3, 3 under 5, which is incredible. Kudos to you. If you don't mind, tell us a little bit about your journey, how you got to working with her, and what your experience was like.
Okay. Well, my husband and I married in the spring of 2016, but even before that, we spoke together and knew we wanted a family. So, and also with my history, I knew as a teenager and into my 20s, I had been told I have PCOS. So in the back of my head, that was there. But then as we were ready for a family, it was difficult. And about 6 months in, I didn't want to wait a full year. I wanted to figure out what was going on. There was, and that's actually when a family member told me about Dr. Barrows. And we met with her. It was a learning curve and following the treatment plan of RRM. And then within, I think it was 9 to 10 months, we had a positive pregnancy test after, which was really amazing to finally see that. And our daughter, Annie, was born in August of 2019.
Wow.
We're both so grateful for Dr. Barrows working with us. We just don't know, if we hadn't met with her then, how long our journey to starting our family would have been.
And, many are and many aren't familiar with PCOS and the different problems that can cause when it comes to fertility and also just quality of life. That's another women's health issue that's just not talked about enough. And for you, knowing that early on, as a young person and worrying about, how that was going to impact growing your family, that's such a challenging experience, I'm sure. Being able to use this approach, what would you say to other women out there who may be struggling with infertility like you were at one point, and trying this approach, compared to the others that are out there?
Yeah, I think it's never too soon to learn about how your body works, and to seek out those answers if you feel like something is wrong. infertility is so isolating. So I think it's important to keep the communication open and really be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
So.
And since Annie being born, you've welcomed 2 other children. Did you use RRM for that as well? Was that needed for those births?
That's a great question. I did actually. I worked with Dr. Barrows and her team into my pregnancies as well. And then postpartum, I wanted to meet with her again for a refresher and to talk about the spacing of our children. So I have worked with her team for a while. Yeah.
Oh, such incredible news. And we were showing some pictures just a moment ago of your absolutely adorable family, which is so exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Again, you are the hero here for 3 under 5. You know, Dr. Barrows, as far as when it comes to this method and this approach, obviously there's others out there. You know, many people have heard of, IVF or other sort of associated procedures. How does this compare? Is this kind of just another option? Does this work better for some people than, other ways of conceiving?
Well, this is definitely a comparable option. So the efficacy is comparable. It's definitely a lot less expensive. But the thing I really like about it is it's long lasting. Once you heal those problems, then a lot of times you don't need to do nearly as much to get pregnant the next time, or sometimes nothing at all, because the problems are fixed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And for anyone who is hearing about this and wants to learn more, maybe wants to book an appointment with you, how can they do so? Where are you based? Tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm based doing telemedicine through Reply Fertility, and we're actually in lots of states with lots more coming. So if you check out our website, replyfertility.com, you'll be able to find us and set up an appointment in your state.
Very cool. Yeah. Anything I'm missing? Anything else you want folks who are watching right now to know from either of you just about this process?
I would say don't wait. Learn as much as you can about your cycle, about your metabolic health, your hormonal health and everything, and then work with a doctor that understands RRM, because that's going to be a great option for most people.
Absolutely. Ladies, thanks so much for being here, talking about this vulnerable topic. I think as women, the more we can talk about these topics, the more destigmatized we can make them, and just a priority for women's health. So I really appreciate
100%.
both of your time, and congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back talking about a new life jacket initiative here in West Michigan.